My video for November the 9th, 2017 is entitled, "Is the Swamp Being Drained?" Most in the USA probably remember the slogan used by Donald Trump, "Drain the swamp." Because it was still the corporate government that has always been unlawful and deceptive, I did not place confidence in what he said. Although the mere fact that so many in the mainstream media fought against him, and some, like the criminal George Soros, funded demonstrations and even murder, gave me a bit of hope. It does appear that something is happening. Jordan Sather is far more successful than I have ever been in my videos. In one of his recent videos, he mentioned that YouTube will no longer monetize his videos. To me, that is more evidence that the swamp may, in fact, be draining, first in Saudi Arabia and other parts of the world, hopefully next in the United States. When that happens, will we finally be on the road to real freedom and learn the truth about our convoluted history? Will this be funded by OPPT? And will the Republic really be restored? Yeah, I, like many, have been trying to figure out what's going on this planet for a long time. We've all heard promises. Those of us that have been paying attention to something other than mainstream media know that there's problems going on, and even the mainstream media is reporting the takedown of some high-placed criminals in the pedogate scandal that's been going on for a good while now. And those of us that are a little bit aware of what's going on, understand that the elite establishment are pedophiles and have been for a long time. These are not honorable people. They not only abuse and murder children, they engage in all sorts of crimes against humanity and have been doing so for a very long time, way before any of us were even born on this planet, at least this time around. I withhold my excitement to the degree that I still am leery of Donald Trump. While I have many friends that believe he's the answer to the problem and the solution, I realize that there can be no solution as long as the Republic remains unrestored, and as long as as long as the United States is a corporation, it will never be a free nation, and our rights will never be restored to the way that it's supposed to be, and we will not be enriched as Heather Tucci Giraffe and the OPPT have been trying to do for a long time. They're not only has Heather and OPPT been doing this, but Swissendo's been trying to bring funding to the people of the world that have a higher and better agenda than the corporate elite establishment of criminals. We need to have significant changes. Now, I've been watching Jordan Sather for a good while. He gets tens of thousands, and I think on some occasions even more than 100,000 views. I mean, I've never even come close to that. And he's very well organized. He's a young man, young guy. But the mere fact that YouTube now stopped monetizing him, I went through that whole thing a few years back where they stopped monetizing me, and finally I stopped monetizing or putting my own videos out for monetization for 3 years or more. I don't think I've monetized any of my videos except if I forgot to uncheck the monetize box, which can happen on occasion. But for the most part, I uncheck that. I don't want my videos monetized. I don't want to be part of the corporate establishment. Now, Jordan, unlike me, has other projects that he uses to raise money. I'm not trying to raise any money for any purpose. I get my Social Security, and I do my best to live on on what comes in. I don't have a lot of money. I live in a subsidized apartment complex, and I appreciate the fact that I don't have to pay the normal going rate for rent on the property where I live. That I can be in a subsidized unit. So anyway, folks, as I said in the blurb, in Saudi Arabia, a whole bunch of the royal family, if you want to call them royal, I don't see them as royal. I don't buy royalty, period. I don't care whether it's Great Britain or Holland or some other place in Europe. I don't buy the Rothschilds' agenda. I think the whole thing is a corrupt, horrible thing that's been going on for centuries, if not millennia. And it's something that needs to be brought to our realization and ultimately to its own demise, because these are not honorable people. But Jordan is very organized and has a whiteboard, which I also have somewhere. It's probably in storage somewhere. I don't remember exactly where it is, but I don't think I would have thrown it away. But in any case, he itemizes things. He doesn't just write a blurb. He has a bucket list, if you will, of things that he covers in each of his videos, which I think is a nice idea. I just simply write a blurb, and I can go within the blurb or outside of the blurb, depending on how I am moved and how things flow in my conversation with you. But we all need for the swamp to be drained if we're going to have any expectation or any hope of real change in the world. Donald Trump may be playing a very important role, as many of my friends believe he is. Again, I don't vote in corporate elections. I feel it's a waste of time, and yet I have friends that strongly disagree with me on that point and feel that if we don't vote, we don't have any voice at all, even though I believe that the votes are manipulated. Hillary Clinton even manipulated the votes in the primaries to take over. What's his name from New England? He would have beaten Hillary easily if they had not rigged the primary election. Sorry, I can't remember his name. I don't know, is he a congressman or a senator? I don't really, I think he's a senator. But in any case, things are not what they appear to be on the mainstream media. Folks, if you don't understand yet, they are a lying establishment. And the Rothschilds have been behind it, and they've owned a major role. They've played a major role in most of the corporate world around the world. Multinational corporations are controlled by far and large by the monetary people, and the monetization of our planet is probably the primary means of controlling the people and enslaving us. We are all rich beyond measure. The true value, as I've said in other videos and will probably say in future videos, is in our creativity, our productivity. It is not in numbers printed on pieces of paper. That is not true, and neither is it in gold or silver or gems or any kind of other natural resource, although that at least is a step in a more honest direction than just printing fiat currencies. So, folks, the question that I'm asking and hoping for a positive answer, the question is, will the world finally be restored to a planet where truth has value and truth is told? Or will we continue to be eroded by a system where criminals have risen to the top and continue to do horrendous things to humanity for their own benefit and pleasure? Thank you for listening, and namaste.